Just take this time to introduce those who are joining us on YouTube. Good evening and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is an example of when you have leaders that they've been brainwashed. Our leaders have been brainwashed and they cannot think for themselves. And they've been programmed. They have literally been programmed to think in a certain way and they cannot think outside of those areas. And that's the reality of it. There is no way we can defend this. And I think we need to, this really exemplifies why I keep saying to us on the African continent, our people must know their rights to be able to hold those they elected to office to account. So those of you joining us on YouTube, welcome on board. You are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are looking on the picture, on the screen, you will see a video of the, what may I call it now? Sorry. Oh, I do apologize. This is gone off again. Okay, I'm going to have to deal with that. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Um, on the picture, you will see a picture of Hajj. Above me is the picture of the Hajj that they're going to, where people go around and they effectively they're kissing a stone. Ola Shoduke, welcome on board. Aladdin Saga, thank you very much for joining us. Now, you will see that they're going to go around that Hajj and go around there and kiss a stone. But what you see, the picture there is in Nigeria, another place in Nigeria. I can't remember the name, but there are so many. This is our roads. This is the roads that we have in Nigeria. This is how our people, who are sovereigns, this is how they live. They live in those areas in the way that you see it on the screen. I kid you not. And that is what we should be upset about. That's why when I say to you, and I always say it again, every African must know their rights in their language. It's very, very important because that way you can do something about it. The way this been done, the way they've done it now, the way things are going, unfortunately, people they've been so conditioned to believe that they lack power, that they accept injustice. Because this 90 billion naira that the federal government is going to spend on Hajj is an injustice. It is a clear injustice meted out to people that they know are not able to defend themselves. And that is why we are trying to let you know your rights. So, for example, in the Nigerian constitution, yes, thank you. Let me put that up. If Africans don't destroy the religion, it is the religion that will destroy African. Thank you. Thank you. As spies, our government are not serious. Again, these are comments that many of us should really take to heart and begin to really assess how we view our governance. Because what is going on now is simply unacceptable. It is indefensible. And like Spice said, our government is not serious. Let me see if I can bring a guest on. Others may not be able to join me tonight. I know it was a little bit late in the broadcast, but I felt I needed to come in to discuss this. Now, 90 billion naira is being spent to take people, right? To take them to the Hajj. Now, I want to, when you're spending 90 billion, our government are always saying, oh, we are looking for investors. We are looking for investors to come and invest in our economy. Our economy is very vibrant. Hello, you are about to go and invest 90 billion naira of our national money. Money meant for roads, water, roads like you see behind me, light, school, bridges, healthcare, safety. You are about to invest that money in Hajj. What is the return on that 90 billion naira? I want us all to think about that. What is the return on that 90 billion naira? And this shows that why we have to question our governance. This shows why we have to question our governance. I keep saying it, Section 142A. I know many of us want to leave Nigeria and we want to go a separate way. And I agree with you. But we have to have a mechanism. For that reason, I'm telling you, we must participate in our governance. So 142A goes like this. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Again, I'm saying again, in English, You need to be teaching this to our communities. I'll say it in English and I'll say it in Yoruba, but I'll say the English one again. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You are a sovereign. A school child, a newly born is a sovereign. A mother is a sovereign. A father is a sovereign. A grandfather, you're a sovereign. An aunt, an uncle, we are all sovereigns because the powers the government derives from us to govern come from all of us collectively. We are sovereigns and we need to begin to realize that. Now, let me say that in Yoruba. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ oníṣèjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So I'll say that again in Yoruba. For those who speak Yoruba, we need to know this. This is what we need to be sharing. Because our people believe that they are powerless. And we need to change that mindset. They believe that they are powerless, that they have no powers, that they are at the mercy of their government. But the government is derived from the people. They derive powers to govern from the people. That's why it says sovereignty belongs to the people. That means that you are sovereigns. And we need to start looking at ourselves from that mindset. And this is even more the case in Africa, because all over Africa, there is hardly any place in Africa that you will not find resources. Resources that the rest of the world are after. So we literally are sovereigns 2 times over. Sovereign over land, sovereign over the resources. And we need to participate in the process to be able to dictate where those resources are going. Our priority should be our benefiting our coming generations. Ourselves and our coming generations should be benefiting from these resources. That is what we need to really emphasize. So it is very important that rather than just go up and go, oh, the government are terrible, we need to participate in that process. Now, 14.2c, I'm going to talk about that again. The 14.2c of the Nigerian Constitution goes like this. And now at this point, I am urging my fellow Africans from Ghana, from Gambia, from Sierra Leone, from Senegal, Senegal, from other areas. You need to start translating your constitution into your local languages. That is how people can participate in the process. They can be part of the process. So this is not restricted to Nigeria alone. This is applicable to entire Africa. It is really important. If we're going to make a lasting change and whereby the people can begin to actively participate in the governance, we will need to be doing this on a daily basis. So 14.2c goes like this. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Let me say that again. Section 14.2c of the Nigerian Constitution. Now, you will have all the constitutions across Africa, they are all similar because they have been written by the colonials, to be honest with you. It's just, the only difference is that it's in French and in English, that's it. But the ethos around it is essentially the same thing. They might make some changes here and there, but it's essentially, when you go and check it, you'll find that it's similar in that way. So let me say that again, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Now in Yoruba, it goes like this. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. So again, it is really reiterating that you have the power. And that power, you are guaranteed in the Nigerian Constitution, in 1999 Constitution, to participate in your governance by holding them to account. Thank you please keep giving us thumbs up and love and like to help us reach more people. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And also we welcome gifts to help us in the work we're doing. So let me break down the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. What does that mean? It means that, one, the constitution guarantees you the right to participate in your governance because why? 14.2a, you are a sovereign. As a sovereign, you automatically have that right. But it's also enshrined in the constitution under 14.2c that says the participation by the people in their governance shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So that you have that right. But what we are doing is putting it. Thank you very much. Force of Nature, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me just give you I appreciate you for the gift and for helping us and always being part of the broadcast. I appreciate that very much. So, what does participation look like? Now, when they say you can participate, great. What does it look like? It means that to you are able to now question your governance. You are now going in and questioning your governance. You are participating in the process of governance. You are holding them to account. You That is our role. Our role as citizens, as sovereigns, is to monitor our governance. We have to monitor them. If we don't monitor them, this is why the things like you're seeing, this 90 billion going to Hajj, this is why it's happening. Because the governments know that we are not monitoring them, so they know they can get away with it. They can get away with whatever they do, and and we're not holding them to account. And that is why we need it in our local languages. That is why we keep saying, please, and join us in making sure that more and more people in our communities. Thank you very much, Force of Nature, um, uh, Queen 46551. Good evening to you all as you're joining. That is why we're telling you that our role now, we've been prevented from doing this because our governance has made us focus on two things, two religions, Islam and Christianity, to take our minds away from what they are doing. Our role as citizens is to hold them to account. Now, we should, as we speak now, everybody can still go and hold this government to account on the 90 billion naira. Do you know how you can do that? Do you know how you can do that? Does anybody know how you can do that? I'm trying to provide solutions here. One of the things that I need us to start doing as Africans is to believe in ourselves, to believe that we have the solutions to our problems within us, within our communities. We have the solution. The Bible and the Quran want you to believe that you have no power, you have no ability to solve your own problems. They want you to be dependent on the religion to provide solutions that you can think of yourself. Now, again, this 90 billion naira that is gone missing in Nigeria now, that they're going to spend on Hajj. How can we? Do you know how we can begin to actually hold the government to account? Please, I'd love to hear suggestions. Do you know how we can do it? I need you to know that you have that power. And it goes back down to what? Section 14.2c, 14.2a, that tells you that you are a sovereign. As a sovereign, you have the right to participate in your governance as laid down under Section 14.2c. That participation means that you can call all government officials to account because they are serving you and your community collectively. You are served collectively. That is why I'm telling you, you have the power to make the change within your community. You don't need Christianity. You don't need Islam. All you need is to know your rights as citizens within your own nation. To know that as a nation, as a citizen, you are a sovereign, and the sovereignty affords you the right to question everybody in government. And indeed, it is your role, your key principal role, to ensure that you have a nation that functions, is to actively monitor and participate in your governance on a daily basis. I've talked about that a lot of times. I'm going to talk about it again. It is really important to understand. Now, I'm going to ask that question again. Anybody, do you have any idea how you can participate in this process? Type it down if you can, and type it. If you want to come on board and suggest it, let us hear it. Because I want us to start thinking about solutions. We've been conditioned to just talk about, oh, the road is bad, the government should do it. End of story. Now we need to think beyond the government should do it. Now it's about how can we get the government to do it using the powers we possess. Now it's about how we can get our governance to do what we want them to do because we are sovereigns using the powers we possess. And that is what this is about. That is why we need that constitution. Good evening, personality highlight, my sister. Welcome on board. So anybody who wants to come on board, I will bring you on board and we can chat. I really would like you to join me. I know I've not been able to get in touch with problem solving coach. Um, but I'll probably do that. I've been very busy today. So greetings, personality highlights. So we are here talking about the 90 billion naira that the government is now releasing that's released that they're going to spend on sending people to the Hajj, which is crazy. So they have money to spend. They have 90 billion naira to spend to send people to Hajj, but they cannot find 90 billion naira to fix the road behind me. That road that you see on the screen. They cannot find 90 billion naira to fix that road. Those of you on YouTube, you see it on the screen there. Please share this broadcast. So the question now is this. Yeah, it's laughable. It's laughable. It is absolutely laughable. Personality highlight. Yeah, chip in, please. Welcome aboard. Let's hear from you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Greetings. Greetings. Yeah, yeah.
Has been trending because the people that have traveled, I think the communication minister, I
Yes.
can't remember his name now, he tweeted,
This.
he shared on X the meals that they've been serving the people that went for this Hajj. You need to see the meal. He showed three balls of bean cake, which is akara,
Yeah.
and pap without milk or whatever inside of it. And they said, according to them, that this meal cost like 300 or 500
Oh.
per day. So
Oh.
it was so embarrassing. It's been all over this. I think I even have the picture. Maybe
Yeah.
I would look for it
And
and
send it to
maybe
me.
just show you here.
I,
It
I,
was so
I,
hilarious.
yeah. I
It
think
was so hilarious. Read
you
it,
are
read
laying
the
the
tweet.
foundation for part two of this discussion now because I have to bring that picture back. But go ahead. Go ahead.
It's amazing how people spent 8 million or 9 million to go for that
Yes.
Hajj. You know,
It's
currently
crazy.
as we speak, they are currently there. You know,
Yeah.
this is something that just happened like 3 days ago. You know
Crazy.
that they shared it. So people spent about 8 million to 9 million to go to this event, and it is subsidized.
We
So they would have
subsidized.
spent more than that. Yes, they would have spent more than that,
Of
and they
course.
don't even serve them. They were complaining that African people there were being ill-treated.
You see?
They were not really,
You see?
it's you really need to read the tweets. It's very terrible.
Oh, let me see
The
what's the tweet handle? Let me see. Because I'm on Twitter as well. If you have it, I can read it
It's
out.
been trending. Even go if you check on Instablog, for
Yes.
example, it trended 3 days ago, and
Oh,
on
okay.
Twitter, people were just randomly,
Okay.
tweeting about it. It was very
Hajj.
hilarious.
Nigeria Hajj.
I think on yes, you will just see. Let me see if I can find any of the pictures so that you get the name of the communication minister or so.
Yeah, I've got his name.
I
I've
think
got
he
his
was
name.
on that.
I've got his name. His name is Tijani, something Dr. Bosun Tijani.
Tijani.
Yes. Bosun Tijani.
Yeah, so I think he's somebody and another person. There were two of them that brought this information. It was not as if it was a random person that spoke about it. This is legit somebody who is
Ah.
representing Nigeria coming out to say this is really weird and wild and very humiliating
Yeah.
for people to spend that much and be treated
And
like
be treated like
slaves.
wow. You
Yeah.
see? This is what I keep telling people. They keep saying they're going to go to Hajj. They're going to go to Hajj. They're going to go. But when you get there, you are treated very much like you said, like a slave. What's the point of you going to any Hajj when you are going to be treated as though you don't matter? What's the point? Oh, sorry about the network issue. I'm having. Oh man, I'm sorry about this. It's okay. Are you there? Can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead. Hello, personal. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I think it's from me. Yes, it's
Yeah.
from me. My network is. I think I got a call, so that's
Oh,
why.
okay. Okay.
So yeah, we're going to keep dealing with this mess.
Hmm.
Nigerians are not ready. I don't know. For some reason, we are not ready. We
Yeah.
have our oppression, and we are sponsoring it. We are funding it.
Yeah.
We're happy with our situation at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, they've got. I've seen there's a fake Hajj. Apparently, there's a place now on that they've got like a Kaaba somewhere in Nigeria. It's a fake Hajj, and they're going around it. Sorry. Oh my goodness me! This has. I didn't know it was this bad. Let me. Those of you on
It's
YouTube,
very bad.
I'm sorry.
It's very bad. It's a very terrible situation. I swear.
I'm reduced to laughs now. I'm sorry. I'm reduced to laugh. I'm not. If I don't laugh, I will cry. I don't know. You know.
Ah, no, but it's terrible. This is actually terrible. It is a terrible
I mean,
situation.
I mean,
It is. It is.
it's a fake Hajj. They put the map of the people are walking around on ground in Lagos or somewhere, and it's like a fake.
This one is like a make believe, right? Because some people cannot afford to travel to
So,
Nigeria, so
make believe.
they want to make believe.
I'm stunned. I'm
That's
laughing,
how.
but I'm stunned.
Yeah, no, but that's how that's how serious religious business is in Nigeria, especially. It's a very serious business.
It's
It's a
sad. It is
multi-million
so
dollar.
sad. I
It's
mean, I'm.
no, it's $1 trillion business. Like it is very
You can
serious.
see that is why they do not want us in any way, shape, or form to stop taking that drug. They do not want. They want us to
Yes,
continue to take that drug. Let me. I'll bring in
yes.
first one nature as well. Somebody wants to join in, and I'll add other people as they're coming in as well, because this is. Tell me more about how are people on ground feeling about this. The people who are suffering, who can eat 3 square meals a
Well,
day.
no, people are not really saying enough. People are not. No, it's seriously. If the conversation on it is not even really loud, I'm not even. People be like, just respect people's decision. Is there? So we are
Wow,
at a level where we see these things as some things the things we should invest in. Like Nigerians don't really take these things seriously. Like we feel
wow,
like okay, it's people's right if they want to spend 8 million
yeah,
or 9 million to go for it. Why do you have to be
yeah,
speaking about it? If the federal government wants to sponsor certain people, why are you jealous about it? They
wow,
won't tell you that you're being tribalistic, that you're talking about it. So people are not really talking about it. It's not a big deal.
wow,
So that's our reality.
wow.
As sad as it is, that is our reality.
Now, I mean,
Yeah.
let me go into detail a little bit. Let me just. I'll bring this guy on 1 second. Personal character. Bring forces of the nature. I think you wanted to say a few words. Welcome on board. What would you like to say? Then I'll. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
You see, it's a pathetic situation,
It is.
you know, and I think it's a responsibility for those of us who have been able to conquer religion.
Mm-hmm.
Is a responsibility for some of us who have conquered religion
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that we educate, inform,
Mm-hmm.
and create awareness to those our brothers and
Mm-hmm.
sisters who are still tied down
Mm-hmm.
by this religion. We must do everything. It's our social
It
responsibility.
is. You're
If
right.
we don't do that, if we don't do that, that means we are enemy of this generation.
Hmm.
You understand? Because religion is bigger than the atomic bomb.
Yes.
As it is now, we cannot in Nigeria. We are not going anywhere.
Hmm.
In the south, we are being destroyed by Christian negativism,
Yeah.
where they will give you false hope
Mm-hmm.
of Christian religion.
Mm-hmm.
In the north is worse. In the north, they haven't taken them not to go to school,
You see?
not to go and read, not to go to school to know how to read and write, how to calculate maths, do some arithmetic. You know, they will tell them whatever situation you find yourself is the wish of Allah. That's how bad it is. So, for some of us who have been able to construct this very particular thing, we must organize, mobilize,
Yeah.
and see how we can attack this religion for its foundation.
Wow.
Attack it, no matter what it's going to cost us. You understand? If we don't do that, that means we have failed as a people. Because everybody's looking up to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the last election, people voted on the basis of religion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People voted
It
on
was
the basis
along
of
religious
religion.
lines. You're right. You're right.
More along religious line. And they're boasting, you know, and the present government is trying to fulfill that vote they actually give them by, you know, giving this whopping 90 billion naira when our infrastructures are, the infrastructure are completely destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
we must begin to educate must attack this religion, both
We have
religion.
to. We have
We
to.
must go to their books and expose the fraud in them. Because the
Yes.
books are actually fraudulent.
Yeah.
The books, the Quran and the Bible are actually fraudulent.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. They're not.
And we don't care
You see,
whatever anybody
that is why the Bible is a version, and then the Quran is written on the version. That's what it is.
Exactly. I've watched you several times when you try to educate people on your life and
Mm-hmm.
in other people's life. I see the way they want to, you know, attack you because these people have completely been brainwashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we, some of us who have been able to, live above, conquer that
Mm-hmm.
this religious nonsense, we must also create
It is a social
organization
responsibility now.
groups, yeah, to make sure that we also, because if we don't do that, we are finished. You understand?
Okay. Wow. Thank you.
Go to these countries. They
Yeah.
waste so much money. They treat them like slaves, as you
Yeah.
rightly said.
Yeah.
You understand? Do you know that? Do you know actually that? Do you know actually now that a new Bible is being written? The Pope.
Really?
The Pope is writing a new Bible is being written, prepared for the next generation. In that Bible, there won't be nothing like heaven.
No.
There won't be nothing like heaven, and it's going to create room for this alphabet of X, Y, Z, Q,
Yes,
and all
I know.
that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
So, in that sense, we should also we should be able to tell our people that they should construct this nonsense.
Yeah.
We
Indeed.
need to
Indeed.
attack the foundation of this
We
religion.
have to. We have to. It is absolutely. It's a must. Thank you so much. Let me bring it. I appreciate you. Stay there, please. Don't go. Personality highlights. How is there anything you'd like to, you know, what from what our brother said there? How do you see things? Is she there? I think network issue. Personality highlights. Can you hear me? She may be a network issue here, but that's fine. We will bring people on. I'll invite Raz. I'll invite one or two other people because we need to look at this thing holistically. Um, we have to be very, very clear about what is being done. 1 second, please. Give me a minute. Okay, yeah. Can you see me by? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, we are just trying to look at things and look at what is really happening. I guess one of the problems that I have is that the government are saying they are looking for investors. They are looking for investors to invest in Nigeria. But it looks like the government is the money that should be used to invest in to be invested in roads like you see behind me. They are using that money to send people to Hajj. And people are being treated like slaves in the Hajj. What kind of thinking is that? What kind of mental madness is that? My brother, let's hear from you. Go ahead. Force of nature, I think. Let's hear from you. Force of yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This, yeah, it has been going on for years.
Yes.
It has been going on for years. It's just thanks to social media we can actually see what they've done. You go during the period of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it was disgusting.
Yeah.
During the COVID, when COVID was, I think immediately after COVID,
Mm-hmm.
most Nigerians and Africans who went there
Yeah.
they were treated worse than animals.
You see?
Before you come down from the plane, they'll force a particular drug into your mouth. With bare hands. Yeah, with bare hands. Not even with gloves. They were not wearing gloves. They would just say, open your mouth and they'll put this drug in your mouth. Before you come down from the plane. Yes, that's
Can somebody can somebody actually confirm this? This is so they put drugs in your mouth before you even land.
Yeah, before you come down from the plane. Yes, wow. Yes.
Wow.
It's on video,
Oh.
So it's a shame.
This is the first I'm hearing it, but but I'm sadly you're right. I can't argue with what you're saying here because it's most likely going to be the case.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a big shame.
Now, now,
And most
now, go ahead. You go ahead.
and most of
Mm-hmm.
They've abandoned their farms.
You see.
They've abandoned their farms. They're supposed to be farming. There's a farming period.
Mm.
They're supposed to produce food for the nation. They will go and waste their money and resources in a desert area. Those people use that money for development. You understand? So it's very pathetic.
This is really bad. This is really bad. Now, one of the things that I've been doing on this platform, if you may follow me, was I've been trying to raise awareness about the Constitution. Now, I do that not because I believe in the Constitution, because I know it's fraudulent. I know it's fraudulent. I know it's not reliable. But it's the only means that we have to control those in government. Because to be honest, our people have been so lied to, and they use that religion to blind us. I don't know if are you aware of have you seen any drive in terms of the Constitution in the local languages and anything like that? Have you heard that before? And is this something that might interest you? Hello.
Yes, it will be a great development.
Okay.
You understand? It will be a great development. But the thing is that for you to, when you draft it,
Mm-hmm.
the people have to be able to read it their local language.
That's what I meant. It's translated into Yoruba language. So, for example, section 14.2a now. I've done it in Yoruba. 14.2a and 14.2c is in Yoruba. We have another friend translated the Igbo. It translated into Igbo for me as well, and I have somebody who did it into Hausa as well. So, and what we're trying to do is to begin to take that into communities. You know, every community should go in and begin to actually what's the word, to be able to translate it to our people, so that we've been lied to for so long that our people now they feel they believe that they're powerless, but they have powers within that constitution. As fraudulent as it is, if they exercise those powers, those in government will not spend that 90 billion like this. And I believe there is a way we can do it. I'll talk you through it as I'm going along, but I just wanted to know if it's something you're interested in. Oh, you said yes. Okay. Oh, so I see. Did you? I'd really like people. I want everybody. This is our task, because I like what you said before. You said this is a social. What's the word you use again? Social responsibility is the word you said. Yes. So part of that responsibility to be able to start waking the people up is to start spreading the real knowledge they need to have, which is the knowledge of their constitutional powers as sovereigns, to hold their government to account, to monitor them. As a sovereign, you people don't know this. You can call your local government chairman, your state house assembly member, your house of reps, your senator, your governor. You can call them to town hall meetings in your community to come and explain to you how much they are receiving every month in month allocation, what they spent it on, who are the contractors, and what's the balance. You have that right every month. This is something that the constitution guarantees us, but people don't know this. So we are trying to educate our people in that manner, to have that knowledge in their own local language. So, for example, I'll read to you the Yoruba version of the constitution, 42A now. Goes like this: ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà, láti ọ̀dọ̀ ní tìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So that simply means, in English, 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So these are the kind of things that we want our people to be sharing, and of course, we want something to do it in Igbo. So, force of nature, if you can, I wish I might send you a picture that is in Igbo. They wrote those words in Igbo. You can read that out. You can do a video. You can literally do a video and start sending it into your communities, because this is what we need to be doing. We now is no longer talk now. It's about action. And I'm hoping that as many of us as possible can begin to take this collective action on the ground. We're not fighting the government. We're just making the people aware of their rights. That's really the plan. Nunu, welcome on board. Let's hear from you, Nunu. Nunu, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, my sister. How are you?
Yeah, what I wanted to say is
Mm-hmm.
what happened to us in our villages. We tried like asking the government for many years, nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was to form a WhatsApp group.
Okay, good. I like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
in our area.
Mm-hmm.
So monthly contribution was $100,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone from that area
Mm-hmm.
contributed $100.
Okay.
And then we took the initiative upon ourselves, and we are building our road now as I am talking. We are
Okay.
constructing it. We bought uh, building materials like for the road and everything. We are constructing our road, and of
Wow.
course we made the government aware that we are doing
Doing
that.
it.
It is sad what is happening in the
Yeah.
motherland.
It
We
is.
are always like supporting things like in the screen, the what do you call it, the
Move it.
Blackstone for hijab. We
Yes.
are supporting churches,
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
tithe that we are paying and
Exactly.
offering,
Exactly.
but we don't think of ourselves. So I think if the community will just stand
Thank you.
and ask the government, definitely the government will say no. So do it. There
Yes.
are a lot of because in our community, honestly, it's surprising people who are back home who doesn't have money because there was no road. So now we are constructing the road due to the war and all this. We are building our own.
Would you
road.
mind telling me which area, which country is this? Are you talking about?
South Sudan.
South Sudan. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
Precisely the name of the place is called Opare Road.
Okpare Road. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
We are building it.
I must, I have to commend your effort. I've got to commend your effort there, honestly. This is a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
South Sudan, Opare Road.
That's all. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
I listen, I appreciate you, my sister. It is a wonderful suggestion, and I think it's something we can build on. Let me just ask a question, Nuno, as you're there, if you don't mind. Um, are you there? No. Okay,
Yes,
you are.
I'm here.
Good. Does your country have a constitution?
Yeah, we do.
You do. You do. Okay. So now, the reason why I asked, are you aware of it? Do you know it yourself as well?
Not really. I'm
Okay.
not so much into politics, especially
It,
what has been going home. I just put
okay.
a close eye.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because within that constitution, I presume it's in English as well.
Oh yeah.
It is in English. Right. This is the problem. A lot of African countries, I've looked at it, there are about 11 or 13 African countries that have their constitution in English. Another 8 or 9 countries who have their constitution in French. So these are all written in the language of the colonizers. Now, we need that constitution in our local languages so the people can know their rights. It's very good what you're doing. I have to say it's very good, the initiative, and I think it's something which other people, countries around the world should be, around Africa should be looking at. But another thing that would help is if the people know their rights, they can begin to hold these politicians to account in their own language. So that's what we are trying to drive along as well, to wake the people up in their in their communities. So I wonder if that is possible to sort of suggest as well, alongside the move of fixing the things that you're doing, because that. Go ahead.
We are the youngest country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We are still dealing with tribalism.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with a lot of things. It's like we did not even stand yet. It's like we are crawling.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it is so hard. It
It
is
is hard.
almost impossible. If we say we should depend on the government, it's like impossible.
No. It's not about depending. I'm not saying depending on the government, because they will not give you that. But what I'm saying is,
Or ask the government for assistance or whatever.
okay,
No?
they don't
Yeah.
even want to, hear.
No. They
Okay.
will not do that.
Okay, but to
Yeah.
be honest with you, I really like the idea you brought now, that you came up with now, is a brilliant idea, and I want to explore that more. And what I'll do is I'm going to be. Let me see if I want to follow you. I think, am I following you? Yes, we are following each other. So what I want to do is I want to probably bring you on board, and you can tell us more about it. You know, and see if it can be something that other people in other countries can actually do as well, because I like the idea. You said so. Basically, tell me a little bit more about it. You said you created a WhatsApp group, and in the WhatsApp group, you guys the community came up with $100, and then you then use that to start building the roads, something like that.
Yeah, every month, we have money for membership $100.
Okay.
And also we just whatever money you have, you put it also towards that construction of the road.
Okay. Now, and
Yeah.
quick question: how is it? What about the trust? What about the community trust? How is that? How have you been able to build that trust to know that that money will not be used for something else?
I think it is just trust, isn't it? Because
Mm.
we knew that our village was not reachable. The road were so bad.
Mm.
So we just say no, instead of waiting for help from heaven
Mm-hmm.
or waiting for help from other community
Mm-hmm.
or from the government,
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible. So the leader who created the group say, guys, everyone has to donate $100
Mm-hmm.
towards the construction of our road. And
Mm-hmm.
just people just took that idea and ran with it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and some donated fuels.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
yeah, some donated fuel, some are donating even food for the workers, some are donating different things for the construction of the road.
Mm. This is
So
very
now it's
interesting.
really going well, and people started utilizing it, though it is not yet finished.
Do you? I mean, I wouldn't mind actually if you could send me some pictures of the work that they're doing because
I wanted to say that, yeah, I've
fantastic.
been deleting it, but I will surely get it and send it to you.
Please, that'd be fantastic. And I'm going to be in touch because this is kind of like an idea that we can really use to it can really mushroom into something quite good for communities right across the whole of Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
Um one more thing. So one more thing is in terms of religion, is this still something that is playing a big part in how you do things in
Oh my goodness, a big part. Even people who are contributing or building the road, everything is in the name of Jesus. We should pray, miracle working God. Thank you, Jesus. You gave me this money. I'm going to put it over the road. They don't even know my spiritual stand because I came from religious family. It's like my grandfather is the one who brought religion in 1913 in Sudan, those
Mhm.
days.
Mhm.
And he became a bishop. All the children, the grandkids, the nieces, all are like
Okay.
Christian Pentecostal pastors.
Okay.
So they don't even know that I have changed now. I used to be a pastor too.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. But my ancestors located me.
Wow. I share,
But,
I share, I share, I share, I share. Oh, I'm so pleased. You don't know how pleased I am. But this is really interesting. I want to talk some more. Please stay there. Don't go. If you got a bit of time, just stay there. I'll get other people to come in and I'll bring you back in, if you don't mind. If you're okay with that.
okay, just let me.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let me so what did you say again? You went off just now.
I said, let me check the time. It's a bit late, but I
you
will
you,
hang
you
on
you know
for a
what
bit.
don't worry. If you need to if you have to go and get some rest, that's fine. You've given us plenty. I'll contact you on this I'll message you. The pictures will be
Sure,
great. Okay.
sure,
Thank you for
definitely.
your contributions. Honestly, you have really made this show tonight, this platform tonight. Why would you come in? You've blessed us, blessed, through your ancestors. You have actually given us a gift here, which many of us have not really looked at, including myself. We are looking at things in a particular way, but you've added something to it, and I thank you for doing that. Um,
Thank
very
you,
much
thank
appreciate this.
you.
Thank you. Listen,
Appreciate
we'll
that.
talk some more.
Thank you.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Okay, pleasure.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, bye now. Bye. Problem solving. Lucifer, I'll come to you in a minute. Let's hear from problem solving. Good evening, my sister. How are you? Thank you for waiting as well.
I'm good, brother. Thank you so much. It's yeah. So I've been looking forward to the live. It's always nice to come on and share ideas, learn
Yes.
new things.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say to the sister that just spoke, really, really good idea. It's
Yes.
really, really great work.
Yes.
I just wanted to say to her that there's a saying in Africa, when you wake up, that's your morning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like she was saying that their civilization or their communities are quite young. I said that's even a great start, because that's a great place to start to deploy these sovereignty projects.
That's
You know,
correct.
start empowering the people
That's
from the ground up.
correct. That's
You know,
correct.
this is, and I do like the idea that that she and her communities are implementing. I think we can learn from groups like this, as well as we connect more. As
Fantastic.
we
That,
connect
that
more to
that's
them.
that's what
Yeah.
got my interest when I heard her say that they have a WhatsApp group in the community.
Yeah.
So that means that the
Yeah.
community are themselves realizing, okay, we need to do something,
Empowering them.
and that is a very
Yes.
good start.
Yeah.
That means that it's likely to last,
Yeah.
and they've
Yeah.
already they've built trust. With
Exactly.
what they've done there, they've been able to build trust within their community to know that those funds would actually come and be used on what they was promised to be used for. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it's really good what she said, that the approach in terms of sourcing funds as well,
Mm-hmm.
raising funds every month towards a particular project. I believe that's something that we can look to,
In,
explore that
indeed,
area as well, in
indeed,
terms of,
indeed.
yeah, because it's really what we can do from those that are living in a diaspora, those that are able to sort of do a monthly contribution to the community for a certain project,
Yeah.
other than depending on God and Jesus to
Oh,
drop manna from heaven and
oh,
all of that.
which will never materialize, which is a pie in the sky.
When she said the religion, when she mentioned the religions thing, I was just rolling my eyes. I said, "Oh my gosh, I wish I can roll my eyes back to see the back of my head." You know.
Yeah, but
But
she
it's great. It's great to hear. It's
but
great.
she said that she's no longer in it, and that was like that's why you had me say Ashe Ashe, because she said she's pulled away
Yeah,
from and
yeah,
that was a relief to hear because it now knows because we need the thing is the religions that are on African continent they don't give you sustainability at all. You're not able to sustain anything,
yeah. No,
you know.
no,
So it's
and
yeah
that comes with the mindset as well. That comes with the mindset. So,
yeah. 1 second, Lucifer.
Vena,
Go ahead,
oh,
go ahead, go ahead.
sorry.
No, there's a guy
Okay,
called a guy
Vena
called
is not here at the moment. She's
yeah.
doing something towards the project, and I love what she's doing in terms of music and everything. So,
Yes. I spoke to
yeah,
her
so
briefly yesterday, I think. So yeah, it's very good, very very good.
okay,
But no, it's fantastic.
yeah, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me. Thank you very much, problem solving. Let me bring this guy on, Lucifer. He wanted to say something. I don't like that name, Lucifer. It's a bit, but anyway, that's the name you call yourself.
It's light. It means light.
Okay,
Lucifer means light. So,
okay. Well, there you go. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm learning new every something every day. Very good, Lucifer. Thank you very much. Okay, that's better.
thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you. Sir, good evening again.
Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, you see, actually, my name, I'm not putting it because of the light is there.
Yes.
I don't even believe in that.
Yes.
I put it like just this boy say in Nigeria. You
Mhm.
see, I see they pin them in the sweet sauce.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
want them to see the name and
Okay.
a human being called Lucifer,
Yes.
and it will be pinning them, and I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Yes, it's just a
Okay.
good feeling
Mm-hmm.
going about
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. Okay.
because
I'm with you.
by my name, some of them, when
Yeah.
they see my name, they're getting angry.
Yes.
In my other account,
Mm-hmm.
my name is
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That is my name in my other account. So when they find me, when they see my name, some of them are going
Mm-hmm.
angry, they're going crazy. Why
Mm-hmm.
you are calling yourself this name?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually doing it so that they will know that we are waking up.
Oh,
All right.
fantastic. Now I
Yes.
understand. Now I understand. Fantastic.
So,
And thanks for
so
giving
my
that
name is.
explanation. Honestly, it's very good.
You are not going to tell me that. Oh, Lucifer is this. I'm going to ask you, what is your proof?
Wow.
Because you guys blaming the devil,
Yeah.
but the devil never speak of any book of you guys.
No.
The devil don't speak in the Quran.
No.
He don't speak in the Bible. So what is the crime he committed? I
Mm.
just came from a pastor life. He
Mm.
bring me up. He say he's evangelist, something like that. He's a pastor now,
Mm.
and
Win your soul.
That's fantastic. But while we're discussing,
Yeah.
it look like I'm the one who want to win his soul from my ancestors.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah,
No, very
because
good.
it's good. It's good to inquire knowledge
Mm-hmm.
because only on based on knowledge you can be lost.
Exactly, exactly.
Although the same knowledge we are trying to seek in as a human being,
Mm-hmm.
when this so-called God punish us
Mm-hmm.
by eating the fruit of knowledge,
Yes.
just imagine. If you have your son or your daughter, you
Mm-hmm.
don't want your son to go to school.
Yeah.
When you go to school, he forbid your son, he send him out of the house.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Yeah. It's
See,
crazy, crazy.
these people then think that we are still living in the past.
Mm.
I was just telling him that if they are going to agree between Muslim and Christian that they have one God, they worship one God, they become together.
Yeah.
I promise him I will become a religion person again. But since they never came together, we have 5,000 religions in the world. And
Exactly.
ask yourself, why we have 5,000 religions in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
That is contradiction of God.
Exactly.
If this God is so real, why we have more than one religion?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
And I don't know.
Mm.
We're talking and he tell me about the Bible now. They use different translation to the Bible. That's why he has some contradiction. I said, okay, now this brings me to the point. The Bible is the way of life of the Western. All right, the Quran is the way of life of the Arabs.
Yes, exactly.
We as Africa, our way of life is different. When you go to Chinese, their way of life they are different. We go to India and their way of life is different. So if there is one supreme being ready to send message to all those people,
Yeah.
as a Sierra Leoneans with my tribe, I need to have a prophet speaking my language.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right? A Igbo man need to have a prophet because it's a supreme being created
Yes.
thing,
Indeed.
not
Indeed.
something you go to buy to the market. Say,
Exactly.
This cost I can't give everybody. You are the one make it, all right? If you be created by this God, why don't make prophet by every language in this universe?
Exactly.
And why I need to go to Russia, preach to Russian people in this God when I don't speak Russia, and Russia don't speak my language?
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make sense to you as a normal human being?
It doesn't at all. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
How it makes sense to you?
No, it doesn't. It's totally wrong. I mean, and this is what this is the kind of discussion we need to be having in our communities, asking ourselves,
Of course.
testing out all these theories that they have, and once we see that it's not working, it will wake us up.
Of course, that is the thing. And I'm not telling that when I see you guys are fighting between Muslim and Christian, I just see like two thieves came to a particular house, and this one is fighting to take this is fighting to take. All
Exactly.
of you guys are thieves. So why are you guys fighting?
Exactly. Exactly.
So sometimes it's funny. It's funny because Muslim can never accept that Christian is the way.
1 second, Lucifer. Problem solving. Why don't you chip in? Then I'll let Yas talk as well. Chip in as well. Problem solving. Go ahead. Thank you very much, Lucifer. Problem solving.
I just wanted to say to Lucifer, thanks for doing what you're doing because that is sort of rewashing. What do I say? Rewashing the brains of the people.
Exactly.
It's like doing reverse psychology. We agree with what you're saying, but then there it is. Anyway, as I mentioned before, Lucifer is light, but that is not that's not the one of the reasons. Lucifer is Jesus himself, and that's what the Vatican is.
Exactly.
If you go to the Vatican, if you go to their deep vault, you will see the symbol of Lucifer there.
Wow.
And I mean, the Pope sits under. Literally sits under the statue of Lucifer. So that tells you then and there.
Wow.
The 1%ers know who Lucifer is. They know who Lucifer. They know the true, and that's what they do. That's the person that they call in all of their secret society.
Wow.
Freemasons and all of that.
Wow.
Rosicrucian and all of that. That's what they use. So they give the rest of the people a dumbed down version of
the dumbed down version of religion that doesn't really do anything.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
this is the thing. So keep doing what you're doing. I think you are awakening people in your own way.
Nunu just
I also feel like,
Nunu just problem. 1 second. Nunu just agree with you. The sister from Sudan. She just agreed with you. She said, yeah, they've been deceived. We've been deceived for so long. You know, we've been deceived so much. So you're right. Carry on. Just to chip in there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I go on lives, like when I go on lives and people are calling religion, and I ask them, I said, you don't want to start that conversation with me because I'll take you to hell and back. And then they just keep quiet. So
I like that. I like that.
they just keep quiet straight away. I said, you don't want to start that conversation with me because I've been to hell and back. And I sit there like I own the place. So when you're coming to me with that argument, you need to be able to, you need to
Come
get ready
correct.
because your Bible is not going to,
It's not going to
your Bible
save
is
you.
not going to do anything. Anything.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
they just leave me. They just keep, as soon as I say,
Oh.
they just leave me.
Oh, fantastic.
So that just kind of finish it there because they say, make me I not go do this one. I don't want to enter this one.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I want.
Oh, hello? Hello? Yeah.
I think
I just want
network issue.
Okay. What? Go, 1 second, Lucifer.
my voices.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Problem solving. 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. When I'm losing.
Network issue. When you see red, you can know that the person.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's a network issue. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's odd. So, and I wonder, is it network issue or is it I bid in the tamper?
It's network issue. You
Okay.
can see the red.
Yeah, I can see the red there. Yes, I see. Okay. Thank you very much, Lucifer. Whilst waiting for her to come back, let me bring on Yaz. Thank you for waiting. Let's hear from you, Yaz, and then we'll bring back problem solving. I saw you had a network issue. Do you want to wrap up? Then we'll bring Yaz. Problem solving. Are you there? Okay. Yaz, go ahead.
Just quick one. Thank you.
Okay.
What I wanted to say, especially for the communities, we can start to do, I think, and this is what I'm just saying to Vern. I think Werner is here as well. If we can add some keywords that would open people's minds. So from there, it's almost like a how do I call it? It's almost like a follow on a stepping stone.
Yes, yes.
From the constitution into religion. So there are so there's certain keywords that we need to use to open that pathway so that people can start to see that they've been lied to through their religion. They've been deceived through their religion, and this is why I'm so happy with what Nunu is doing in the community.
Exactly.
She's showing that action is what gets the job done. It's not by praying. Action is what gets the job done.
Precisely. Thank you so much.
So anyway, I'll just let other people talk.
Thank you.
And sort my internet out.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks, problem solving. Vanna, Nadada, I'll be next. I'll come to you next before now and after. But let me just hear from Yaz. Yaz, thank you for waiting. I appreciate you.
Good evening, brother.
Good evening, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great.
I'm just watching the picture behind you.
Yes.
The Kaaba.
Yes.
And it makes me laugh because I'm just wondering, how could we, not me, but the Muslim people, how could they believe in a black stone?
Exactly.
I mean,
it's simply a black stone. Yes.
It's not meant for us.
No.
All ethnicities, every nation have their own.
Exactly.
We Africans. We have nothing.
Yeah.
We have nothing. The Arabs, they own the black stone. The white people, they own Jesus.
Yes.
And the Bible. The Buddha people have the Chinese have their dragons.
Yes.
But the African people, we're just depending on people, just like our governments are taking money from them. I just see us as dependent people. We are not independent. We are not free. Just like you always say. And it's so sad because I remember last year I was watching TikTok when they sent back the Nigerian delegation who are going to Mecca for Hajj. They sent them back to Nigeria after paying their visa, after
Yep.
paying their tickets to
Yeah.
go to these horrible places, and then they send them back.
It's I just laugh that
You know,
that they're gonna spend their money to be.
when are they going to wake up and see that this is not for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is not for us.
It is
People
not.
are waking up, but some people who are back home, they are so into this religion thing. It's not only Muslim, it's the Christian people. It makes me so sad. I'm thinking, what do we have? You know, there are lots of people who are living this Christianity and Islam, but what do we look forward to? Okay,
Yeah.
we have our spirituality. That is individuality. But at the end of the day, where do we turn to?
But I mean, I think.
It's not all African countries that are blessed like Nigeria and Ghana and Benin who have their own deities and so. They don't, most of other countries they don't have that. So where do we turn? Where
But
do we turn
but
to sleep?
we I think a lot of our many when we look at our ancestors, then many that's a pathway to a lot more roots. It requires a lot of work, you know. So yeah, I mean,
And
yeah. Go ahead.
I want to say this quick, please.
Yeah.
And based on what you say, this ancestors thing is not something you need to go to a deity. All right, you can call on this anytime. Just forget about where worshiping any other thing. Okay, just know that they are there for you and they are in you. Right? When you get that in your mind, you are free. Okay, you don't need to perform any rituals, any other thing, a form of worship, because they are living in you.
No, brother. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about ritual.
Hold on.
I'm not talking about ritual.
No.
I'm talking about when you leave all this religion, because it's not your. It's for me. I'm no longer in that religion thing, but I'm thinking about other people. I'm talking about other people who don't have the opportunity or the blessing of having a deity or a grandparent who told you the story. My grandmother told me a lot, and I explained it to you.
Yes, you did.
My
Yes.
brother before.
Yes. Yes.
But I know some people. That's why I'm not speaking on my behalf alone. I'm speaking about on the behalf of all my friends that are wondering, how do you manage? I said, I know, because I was a child who was very, very talkative. I talk a lot and I want to know a lot. I was very inquisitive. I want to know things. I ask a lot of questions. And that I'm glad that I did that in my young
Yes.
age
Yeah.
to know. Otherwise, I'll be lost. Because if you don't know where you came from, you can never find where you're going. Because if I didn't know who my grandmother was, what kind of a person she was, then I wouldn't know that she wasn't originally a Muslim person. Because they forced her to convert to Muslim to get married and get kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when
When
she stopped being a Muslim and go back to her roots, and I learned from that. But there are some people who are not blessed enough or not lucky enough to have the opportunity to know that you can go to your roots with spirituality instead of going to Islamic or Christianity or Buddha or Hindu or whatever.
Even that, sister, even that's what we are using today. That's what we are using today, bless. It's not a word using to us as Africa. We don't know that word, bless. Bless is don't mean going higher or the cutting good things. Bless meaning you are going down. Okay?
Be
When
less.
this word,
Wow.
yes,
Yeah.
bless.
Be less. Wow.
So that word, for me, I don't use that word. I don't know
Wow.
it
That's
because
I've learned that right now. Be less.
yeah,
Wow.
bless.
So then you say bless. You think bless you. No, be less. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Let me start that right there.
When the missionaries came to the land, so when they're talking to people, they are mocking our ancestors because they don't understand what they are saying. So when they give them something, when they give them something for them to tell them that okay, and thank you, then tell them be blessed. And when you look at the word be less, yeah,
No, it isn't.
Right? Oh,
So you see,
thank you.
this
So
is what we have to educate our people. And thank you for raising this, Lucifer. You know,
no, bless is not a good word at all. It's
no,
not a good word.
Lucifer, I will never use that word again.
no, exactly. We
It's
learned
not a
now.
good
We've
word,
learned something
sister.
new now.
Even if you go to a dictionary, you are going to prove it right that bless is not a good word to use on someone.
Wow.
Okay, it's like a curse.
It
It's
is.
like
Yeah, yeah,
somebody will
yes.
curse on
This
you.
this is
Right?
horrifying.
It's a curse. Yes. So this word there actually is famous, bless is just like the word of God. That God is came from German deity.
Yeah.
That God, it came
Mm-hmm.
from German deity.
Exactly.
The deity they be worshiping, a blood they be sucking deity. You know,
Wow.
it came from there. We used to the God.
Hmm.
When you
Wow.
mention this name to your
Well, if we talk about 6,000 years ago, if we talk about 6,000 years ago when they introduced the Yahweh, the Yahweh is a minor deity, it's a minor thunder god,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just like Oshun.
Yes,
But this
Ocean. Yes.
person, the type of god that they're sort of using is they call it Moloch.
Mm.
And Moloch, do you know what Moloch? Do you know what? You can research this. What Moloch wants? Moloch wants child sacrifice and blood.
Wow. Wow.
And where did that started happening? Again, when you go into their secret society, this is what they use and this is what they bring into religion. This is what they bring into religion.
Wow.
I will go far back as they try to copy the natural system, which is the order of the matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
And in the matriarchal system, there was never any blood or the killing of any blood.
No.
If they want anything to sort of cleanse the land, it's the menstrual blood of the woman because that's the purest blood without killing anybody.
I've just seen what you just said about Moloch. I've just seen what you said about Moloch. It says here quickly. It's a word which appears in Hebrew Bible several times, primarily in the book of Leviticus. The Bible strongly condemns the practices that are associated with Moloch, which are heavily implied to be child sacrifice. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, if you go deep into their sacrifice, the sacrifice started because they're trying to mirror the ancient system which is based on nature. So everything that we do does not involve killing of any sentient being,
Being.
any living thing.
No.
So when this all started with the Abrahamic religion, and this was where God was actually asking for the sacrifice of his son, because I'm just going to dive into the male God now, where they want to mirror the blood, the monthly blood that the feminine shed every month to cleanse the land. That the menstrual blood is the purest blood that you can use for anything because it does not involve any hurt.
Wow.
So
go ahead.
what they are doing in the male-dominated religion is to mirror that by killing the lamb. So what is the lamb? The lamb is the purest form of the lamb is an innocent lamb, basically. So they use that in the Bible. And when Moloch, so this is the God of the Bible is the Moloch type because he's very, very angry. He's jealous. He demands sacrifice. He demands something to go in order for him to be appeased. So that was why he asked Abraham for his son, the sacrifice of his son, and then you have the lamb, He said, okay, you don't need to use he asked somebody for, was it Job or somebody to sacrifice, or God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son, and then when Abraham wanted to kill his son, or to unalive his son, the lamb appeared. So instead of you using your son, use the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. We hear you. We hear you. Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So instead of using the human sacrifice, they now move into using the lamb, and that's the reason why you see
even in the New Testament, you see the son. God is demanding his son. He put his only begotten son as a sacrifice to save the world. I mean, if you are doing that, why didn't you forgive Adam and Eve up until today?
Exactly.
You know, so why didn't you forgive Adam and Eve just for eating the apple?
Alive the devil in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
How can you
Exactly,
your
yeah.
son, like your neighbor, let me just assume your neighbor do something to you and you are now came down to analyze your son so that sin your neighbor commit against you go before you yourself can forgive the sin. And that makes sense to you as a normal human being.
Wow.
How can you believe this kind of story?
Wow.
So the God of the Bible is just Moloch.
Yeah,
the
it
God
is.
of the Bible is just Moloch.
Moloch.
Period.
Wow. Wow.
Moloch turned into different names.
Mmm.
Beginning to the ending, you have a proof. I will give many proof that God in the Bible is real Moloch. You know, from the beginning, this God demanding human sacrifice. It is the only God demanding for the first product of your labor, of everything you have as a human. You know, give back to a son or a girl is for God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And,
Yeah.
and in that their religion, they can do in the religion the deep when you go deep into Christianity, as in the Pope type of deep into Christianity, you see the pedophilia.
Yeah.
Using children. Using children, you know.
So that's definitely Moloch then. That's definitely Moloch. When you're doing that, that's Moloch.
Children to the point where that they are worshiping. You know, this has been happening for 6,000 years, more before Christianity.
Wow.
You know, they've got the Apollo, they've got the all of
Yes.
the Olympian gods.
Yes.
You know, but Moloch is the head. Moloch is the head, and this is the person. This is the entity. All of the 1%ers. This is the entity
that they worship,
that they are appeasing. No doubt about that. If you go to Rosicrucian, if you go to Freemason, go to the 33rd, when you get to the 33rd degree of Freemason, this is what they practice.
Do you know I watched this movie about this Moloch movie?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it there because
yeah, thank you very much. You see, the reason why we are talking on all of this, and people may be wondering, Moloch and all that, this is what we need to know. As somebody said, Jesus flesh, bread, and his blood vine in the church in connection to human, it's cannibalism and human sacrifice. Yes, I agree.
It's right.
It's right.
Yes.
Yes.
The Lord's Supper is right. It's connected. This Holy Communion every Sunday, some people take it, or every second Sunday or first Sunday in the month. It's right because when you do something like that, and Jesus Christ said, doing this thing, eating my flesh, drinking my blood, remember of me. And how do you call somebody eating another human being? How you call that person?
They're cannibals. That's cannibalism right there.
So their religion, this Christianity thing is based on human blood, human flesh.
It is. Wow.
From the beginning of Christianity, it based on that. You know, starting from the beginning of Adam and Eve, what's happening there? All right, and when they give birth, what happened to their two children? They give birth to one unaliving another.
Yes.
Just imagine, we came from the same
father.
All right.
Wow.
And when they came to Noah's story, it got unaliving the entire world with water. Because of people are sinning. What about the children there?
Yeah.
They are sinners. What those children done to God? They did nothing.
Nothing.
All of them are alive. Right? Although it's live, it's not the world, it's a continent taken over by water, a flood, you know. That is a big lie. So we all know that when it came down to Abraham, what God do to Abraham? Abraham was living a good life. All right? The same God tell Abraham to leave a place or go to a desert. Right? Is there suffering? He not demanding for Abraham to sacrifice his only son to him. All right? And Abraham go ahead to did it. I don't know how comes they choose the story. See, he never did. All right? And he came to a man and called Jafar Jar. Is asking God for go to war and came back success. All right. And when he promised God, say, when I came back from this war, anything who came from my house, the first thing came from my house, I'm going to offer this to you. Which means me and you know that if he as a father go out there to wrestle or go out there to fight, when he came home, your children must come to welcome you. Meaning any of your son or your daughter came to welcome you is a sacrifice to a God. So if this God is not a blood sucker, how comes he make a promise to a God you know that he cannot take a human sacrifice? How? Right. So that is another point where people are not saying.
Yes.
Because when I have a dirty, I only offer sacrifice what this dirty like
Exactly.
to take.
Exactly.
Right? So if I want to make a promise, I'm going to make a promise. Like when people say, okay, if I go to this one game, I'm going to kill cow.
Yes.
Is there in our tradition that are doing it? I'm going to bring fowl, all right? I'm going to bring goat, all right? But when you see, because a goat can't welcome you when he came from war as a human, a dog can't welcome you,
No.
a cow can't welcome you.
No.
So what is that thing is going to welcome you when he came from the war? What is that thing? Only human, your son, maybe your wife,
exactly.
or your brother, or your sister.
Exactly.
So if this God is not going to take human sacrifice, why that man make a promise, a man of God, like that?
Wow.
Why?
Wow. This is, I mean, we're going really deep now. I don't want to go too far because I want to bring. Yeah. Good.
So,
okay, yeah, that's fine.
Let's Lucifer, I appreciate this, but we're going to lose a lot more people if we're going into this deep. I like what is being said, but I want to bring us back to where we were looking at the problems that we face now. And everything you said now is to waken the people up. Everything that's been said now is to waken up the people from the deep sleep we're in. I understand that. But I don't want to just remind people the reason why we did the program today is because in Nigeria, the government in Nigeria, they spent 90 billion naira to send people to Hajj, where people are being enslaved in this religion. So that is why we need to wake up. Now, the solution is to encourage our people to begin to hold their government to account. Even now, I believe firmly that the people can ask the government questions. Why are you spending money on the Hajj when the road that you see behind me is not fixed? We want you to fix the road. So that's the question. That's what I wanted to say there. So I hope that makes sense.
Can I make an input?
Yes, please.
Let me make an input.
Yes. Lucifer, 1 second. Yeah.
You see, apart from you talked about translating some of
The Constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah. In fact, no. We're going to translate the whole thing. We're going to translate the whole. We're translating the whole thing, but we're giving them key sections to use in the meantime. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Apart from that, I think we should organize a pressure group to sometimes sue the government, especially the federal government, because religion is a personal thing. I think it is wrong for you to use taxpayers' money to fund religion.
Yes.
For fund religious trips.
And
also, especially for Islam, especially for Muslims, like the federal government collects taxes from all over Nigeria, and this religion actually forbids people to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So why should you use taxes? Yeah, why should you use taxes from alcohol to fund people to Mecca and Medina to go and have their religious? So since it's personal, they should go by themselves. So I think pressure groups should be organized to sue some of these the federal government to court. Apart from just like the community development this lady talked about, and of course the translation of the Constitution. People should be able to sue the federal government to court. But it can't be individual. If individual, it's going to be very difficult. Let's pressure people come together as pressure groups to sue the federal government to court that taxes money for the Nigerian people should not be used to fund people to Mecca, Medina, or Jerusalem and Rome. You understand?
That's not a bad idea.
Whoever wants to go to Rome, you should go because the religion is personal.
Yeah.
Religion is personal thing.
It's
not. It has nothing to do with the Constitution.
No.
Also, Nigeria is a secular state.
That's correct.
Nigeria is a secular state.
Very good point.
It's a religious state. So you shouldn't be using the taxpayers' money to fund anybody. Whoever wants to go can go and waste his money there. So people should sue the government to court. That's my little intake for now.
Thank you very much. I think the best way I can. Okay, Lucifer, go ahead. You're gonna say something about that.
What you say, my brother, it can happen, but it's impossible to happen right now. Why I'm saying is, I'm not trying to discourage you.
No.
Why? The country is divided. Our country is divided, right? If you are saying this, that the people to sue the government to court, how many religion you have in Nigeria? Two, major one, two. So how many of them is going to support you to do this in the court? What is the Muslim that are there, the Christian are there, all right? So
Good point.
Good point. In the country first, you need to know the law. If it only you, if you can take the government to court, you can do it alone. You understand? Like in Europe, one person can take a government to court. He can sue a minister or a
Exactly.
to court.
Exactly. In Europe, yes.
I don't know if Africa can do that.
You can't because
my country, you can take the country to court. Yeah, seriously, you can take the government to court. Only you. Like if election done.
I think when you use the common law, court, you can.
well in Nigeria.
I think when you use the common law court, you can sue. When you use the common law court, you can.
Is that even in Nigeria? You're saying now?
Even in Nigeria, and there's something that you can use worldwide called the UCC. So I don't know. I'll kind of do some research
on that.
Whether it's applicable because UK and the USA.
Yeah,
the UCC codes. When you know the UCC codes, you can put a case against. You can put a lien, raise a lien against not the post of the president, but the individual.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. We're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay. Not the position of the government, but the individual.
Okay.
So you can raise a lien against them.
Okay. The individual. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that.
UCC code. So I'll check UCC codes as well.
Yeah, please do. That'll be great. Thank you. And thanks for the work you've done. We'll talk more about it. Go ahead.
Like I was saying, the only way we can able to become out of this, like me, I'm doing something. I'm doing a campaign when I wanted my spiritual something. We don't believe in God. We don't believe in religion. We must have a position in our government. Like the Christian, the Muslim, they have their own. Like in the courts, those people before they came to power, they need to swear in the Bible and the Quran, right? They need to do the same thing too.
Yeah.
We don't believe in that. So when we succeed doing this in Nigeria, you now have the right to sue them to courts.
Yeah. Indeed.
Right?
Indeed.
Because now when he raise up this question, they are going to tell you that the country is a religion country.
Yeah.
We have Muslim and Christian.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But when we have this in the law, you know that those kind of people exist and they have their own rights. All right. Okay. Those people, they are not going to do something like that.
No.
Okay?
No.
Because this thing I'm saying, if this thing work in my country, I believe most of our leaders, ministers now, most of them are going to resign. Because when we start saying that, okay, even when I can't have a problem with you as a Muslim or a Christian, go to court, he lie on top of my head and use the Quran to swear, I will not agree. Because I don't believe in the Quran. So where's the human rights?
You're right. I mean, it's a very.
You need to swear in what I believe in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
What?
things we need to put it in place.
Yeah. That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I'm very, very particular about the Constitution, in the sense that once you know those rights, the community will be able to hold every official to account. So there won't be one person going and saying, I'm going to sue, but the community as a whole will call town hall meetings regularly and say, look, this is, for example, this Hajj thing now, every community can take an action. They can call your local government chairman, state of assembly member, House of Reps, senators, and governors. You need to explain to us 90 billion. Why was that money spent on that? Why? And we have no roads in my community. 90 billion naira. So
Let me just chip in quickly.
yeah,
In response to my brother,
yes,
you see, the federal government can be sued.
yes,
The
they can
federal
be.
government can be sued
Yes, they can be. Yes.
by association, communities.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a body. They can be
Yes.
sued.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm.
Associations can sue federal government on matters,
Yeah.
on certain matters.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm.
And it can go to Supreme Court for interpretation.
Exactly.
Like, let me give you an example.
Mm.
In Nigeria, there are certain tribes when a particular person dies,
Mm.
the property, the inheritance are not given to the female
No.
or children. I don't want to mention the name,
No.
but they're a particular tribe.
Mm.
So this a particular lady took his community to court.
Mm.
The case lasted for 18 years.
Mm.
You understand?
Wow.
Because of that lady today, it is constitutional in Nigeria that property should be shared to female children.
Good. Yeah.
You understand? So
Yeah.
the federal government can be sued, the state government can be sued.
Mm.
You understand? So let us test our constitution.
We can.
Just
I
so
agree.
that
Oh, I
so,
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't say no to that. And again, these are all good ideas.
Sometimes when we
Yeah.
say we can't do it, we can't do, we give these politicians the capacity to continue to dominate us.
Mm.
Let us test the constitution. Let us
Yeah.
test what they're going to say.
Mm.
The religion is a personal thing.
Yeah.
And why should you fund people with taxes from alcohol
Exactly.
when these
Yeah.
people refuse to sell
Exactly.
drinks in their areas?
But that it's a sheer hypocrisy. You are so right. Let me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Forces of nature. Let me bring in other people. Vanna May. I'll just add Vanna May, and then I'll bring B Keita, and then others may join in. Vanna May, are you free now?
Yes.
Hi, welcome on board. We Hi there, welcome on, and as thanks for waiting patiently. We've been talking about main issues about money being used on sending on people away on Hajj when they should actually be using on fixing the roads that you see behind me, and how we can get our people to actually hold the government to account. So some people have talked about the fact that we can actually sue them, pressure groups, and all that, as well as the constitution. So I wondered if you'd like to add anything more to that, or if you had any further suggestions as well. Thank you so much.
Yes. The best way to do it, uh, we're spending so much time trying to get people that are religion and
Mhm.
the government to do the right thing.
Mm.
The best way to do it and to get it settled is the Constitution.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Push the Constitution, introduce the people to the Constitution, give them a chance to get to know the Constitution.
Mhm.
That is like because we use so much energy to try to change the government.
Mm-hmm.
No, when the people get the Constitution, they will. The government will have to change because they'll know their rights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we just spent hundreds of years trying to change people.
Yeah, who are in the government? Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think we need to focus on what the people know, the people suffering, how to empower them so that they can begin to hold these people to account, whoever they are in government. I agree totally with that mindset, and in fact, that's where I think we need to really we go from, and that's a
It's
brilliant idea.
also, it's the shortest route. You
Mm-hmm.
spend so much time trying to get the government.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
once the people are empowered,
Mm-hmm.
the governments have to go.
Mm. They will have to because they will have to comply with what the people want. Very
That's
good
right.
point. Okay, thank you so much for that. Let me. I'll bring you back in again. Let me speak to B. Keita. Thank you for waiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm at work, but I think I've got a minute to come in
Okay.
anyway.
Okay.
If I understand you well, is
Yes.
it that the Nigerian government give taxpayers money to pilgrims?
Yes, that's
Is
correct.
that what you're
That's correct. That's exactly it. You
Well,
got it in it.
the reason I'm asking because in my country, the Gambia, we have something like that, but it is not the government. It is normally the money comes from Saudi government. It's a charity that they give it out to poor countries to send pilgrims. Those who cannot afford it to send them to Saudi. In my country, it's happened there.
Mm.
The government takes it and make it as a propaganda, something like tool to
Mm-hmm.
get votes from people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the government misuse the money by giving it to their supporters, their
Well,
sympathizers, but the money comes from Saudi normally.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know of Nigeria, because if Nigeria does that, in fact, that is not right, because Islamically you cannot use taxpayers' money to go for
But
pilgrimage.
there you go.
That's wrong.
That's exactly what they're
It's not,
doing.
it's
You've
not
just
accepted.
that's exactly what they're using taxpayers' money. They are subsidizing that people go to the Hajj
No,
with taxpayers' money.
that's not even acceptable in
It is not.
Sharia. That
Thank
if
you.
you are going to go, it has to be your money or somebody give it to you.
Thank
But it
you.
has to be. It cannot be public money. You
That's
cannot use
correct.
public money for pilgrimage.
Yes.
That's wrong. Whoever accepts that doesn't accept. Whoever accepts that doesn't do the right thing. First of all, and
Yeah.
if the government does that, the government is not doing the right thing. In the
Exactly.
Gambia, where I'm come from,
Yeah.
yes, it is happening there, but it's not, as far as I know, it is not the government. Normally, the president himself gives his money to people to go. But I don't think, I've never heard from any source where it is taken from the government coffers, public money,
Well,
for
they're
people to go to
taking
Mecca.
they're taking 90 billion naira to fund the
That's a
Hajj.
crime. That's a crime against Nigerians. And
Yes.
any government doing that should face court.
Yeah.
That should be challenged in the court.
Yeah. And
Citizen, thank you very much, because I'm walking and I'm in a truck. It's too
yeah.
big. And
Thank
the
you.
noise and everything, you wouldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Okay, bye. Thank you. Well, I like what he said there. And I think, you see, it goes with, it aligns to what Vanna May said. It is wrong. We need to confront it. Our people, I think we're going to have to use multiple tools to confront this. So some people will look at the court cases, pressure group, but we need to be making our communities aware of those rights, the powers they have, and how to use it. That's why I keep saying it. In every community, let us begin to promote this message. If you're in Ghana, if you're in Senegal, if you're in Gambia, if you're in Sudan, if you're in the start allying this issue about the constitution, and making it as the bedrock for everything that we're doing, because that way anybody who comes in will have to comply with what we are what the people want, rather than sort of trying to think, oh, they're going to think for the people and they will suggest to them, oh, do this or do that. No. They will have to comply with the need, with the want of the people, and that is what I'm really insistent on really promoting. It is very, very important. And I like that word. The word that he said public money should not be used to fund the Hajj. That's the case. That's exactly the case. It should not be used to fund the Hajj. It should not be used to fund Christianity, or even our spirituality. If it's public money, it should be out of it, because according to the Constitution, we're a secular nation. So you either fund all of us, which means you are going against your own laws, or you fund nobody, which means you comply with the Constitution. So this is really, important point. Problem solving coach. I wonder if you could chip in there, please. Can you hear us? Problem solving. Yes.
I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that my internet is fluctuating today.
I understand. Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I agree with everything that I think we're all saying the right thing. We're all singing on one hymn sheet right now, which is really, really great, and it's beautiful to see. At this point in our story, we don't want to say history because that's a lie.
Story. Yes, a lie. Yes. Yeah.
In our collective story is what I am saying. So what I was saying when someone was talking about sending the federal government or suing them. Yes, you can sue the federal government, but you don't want to sue them in the system of the corruption, because what happens is they would use their own instruments against you. We need to be clever about this.
That's correct.
When the West are suing when the sovereigns in the West are suing their governments or federal governments, they do that on an individual scale, because that is where the most impact is. Because if you say you're suing the government or the president, they will say, oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because they are going to use your money.
Exactly.
They're going to use the money
Public
of
funds.
the people.
Yeah.
And that is not what we want. We want to go to the court of natural law. They have common law courts. I believe Nigeria and some parts of Africa are common law sovereign country, or be it they're still under colonial rule. But that is the system that we can actually use against them. It's the individual that we're suing, because we want them to take the money from their pockets, the money that they've taken. Because when you hold an individual to account versus the president, this person will start to wake up. So if we're thinking about suing anybody, it's just the individual person.
That's correct.
In their capacity.
That's
because
correct.
They are the one that made the choice in the first place, and they must suffer the consequences. So
Indeed.
Be accountable for the consequences, as opposed to, doing all of that. In relation to Hajj, or paying that money to Hajj, a lot of people, my brother called me from Nigeria almost every day, telling me that, this is what's happening. People are dying on the streets because of hunger. And when I saw the video today about
90 billion naira, 90 billion naira, 90 billion naira
to go to Hajj.
Yeah.
I think that's that's really an insult and a big knock on the people's head.
It is.
So there should be an outcry. I'll be surprised. There should be an outcry about this in Nigeria, because it's not acceptable.
Totally unacceptable.
This is where, like you said, brother, this is where the Constitution empowering the people. This is where it's very, very important. If you don't know the Constitution of your land, you would think that everything that your government is doing, that they are God. They are meant to be doing what they are doing.
Exactly.
While they are pissing on the people's head and treating them like next to nobody, like the grass.
That's correct.
So we need to take action, and take action really fast on this.
Yeah.
I don't know how people thinking. Just look at the road. Just look at the road.
See?
Just forget about the people.
Look at the roads. Wow.
Look at the road. Look at the place they are going. Look at the place. It's 90 billion. Look at the place.
Thank you.
It's the heaven they describe in the Quran. This is the heaven.
That's it.
Look at the
There you go.
Living.
There you go.
Yes. I don't know how people that's why I say this is disease.
Of the mind. Of the mind.
It's a disease of human nature, especially to the black. And this disease is only a mind disease can do something like this. Look at the place you are living. Look at your people. Some of them can't even eat $5 in a day. They can afford 2 million in a day. And you are packaging 90 billion. And 90% of your citizens are suffering. And dying of hunger. No good legislation.
I never thought that.
Why never thought that. Money?
I never thought that $1, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I never thought that $1 would be over 2,000
naira.
2,000 naira in Nigeria.
But here we are.
Look at this.
Here we are.
Why this 90 billion? Don't use this 90 billion to fix electricity in the first place.
Electricity, road,
yes,
hospitals. I mean,
no good medical. Why they need to fly people from Nigeria to another country?
This is crazy.
A big nation like that.
It is absolutely crazy.
Why?
It beggars belief.
90 billion.
Yeah.
90 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at this thing.
It's crazy. Billion stone. No. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, and this is this is one of the reasons why we need. This is why we're doing programs like this. Please, we ask everybody who are watching. Please do give us thumbs up, give us a love and like, and we welcome gifts as well, because many of us here, and also those who are giving who are making comments, please give to all of us if you can, because it really helps us. We do a lot of research behind the scenes, and that really is what we bring to you, because we know this will come. This is a We are doing this to benefit our community as
Yeah, we're going to
collectively.
support Nigerians who are willing to fight for this 90 billion.
Yes,
This 90 billion
and
must
this is
recover.
it. Uh,
I'm willing. You guys
yes,
need to do something
we have
about
to.
it.
This
You know, you guys need to, because if something is not done next year, they are going to
exactly,
make maybe 200 million,
exactly,
200 billion. Yes,
exactly, and
it's
we
not
can't allow that.
right.
We can't allow that to happen. We can't. Uh,
No, 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 no.
we 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 we
This is
we
unforgivable.
we have to
This
really,
is
we have to
this
confront it.
is beyond repair. This is beyond repair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is beyond repair.
yeah.
No.
It's not acceptable at all. So one of the things that I'm suggesting, one of the things I want to suggest that we begin to.
I'm still gobsmacked. I'm still.
I, I saw it and I'm like, what? 90 billion? You know, somebody is Abu. Okay, I'll meet him. So go ahead, problem solving. Go ahead. Problem solving. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
Problem solving. You have a network
Okay,
problem
that's why I
today.
can see it's red again. Yes, I understand. Okay, let me Ade West, welcome on board, my brother. Let's hear from you.
I said I'm still. I said I'm still. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Problem solving. We can hear you. I think it's coming and going. The network is coming and going. But okay, Ade West.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, my brother. Good evening, everyone in the
Good
house.
evening. Good evening, my brother. Welcome.
I like your this discussion this night.
Thank you.
And to us in Africa,
Mm.
because when we started living our land and promoting another people's lands
Mm-hmm.
to be better than us,
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't know what we are doing.
Yeah.
Yes, because I've been saying this. Why are you using public money to fund some people to Mecca? I thought the person that have hid our history men that go to Mecca, that have feed all his family, and everybody is okay. No public fund, like what Nigeria is facing now. I cannot tell you, like, to eat. We cannot buy fuel inside our cars.
No.
To buy fuel is a very big deal now in Nigeria.
You see?
You cannot take your car outside. You have to take Okada.
It's the third oil producer in the world.
Exactly.
You have to take Okada to office. You cannot take, because how much they are selling fuel now. Food, there's no food. Tomato is very high. When they go and buy pepper, about 2,000 naira, very small pepper.
Yep. Yep.
You cannot cook with 2,000 naira pepper. And people are facing the challenging of high price of food.
Yeah.
A lot of things is going on in Nigeria now that our government need to sit down and think and save our nation from poverty, from all this suffering we have been going through since all these years. Because this kind of money they want to use on Hajj,
Yeah.
is going to fix a lot of things in our country. It's going to fix a lot. It's going to save us. This 90 billion is too much.
Too much.
And
Too
these
much.
people continue to fool us and collect our money to develop their own country.
Thank you.
This is time for us to fight back and talk to our government that you don't know what you are doing. This money is our money, it's a public money. But I think all this from the north side, I think they are the one that arrange this thing.
They have.
If they are not saying money inside, they will not be bringing this thing out.
Exactly.
I think
it's a cover. It's a business move. Yes.
Yes, among them.
Yes.
They have caban on it. But everybody need to come out now and talk.
Exactly.
This money uses for development of our country.
Just keep looking at the road. That money can be used on that road.
Yes, now a lot of road that they are spoiled. We don't have light. There's no light in Nigeria.
Exactly.
I use gen every time.
You see?
I use gen to charge my phone.
You see?
I use gen to do most of everything.
You see?
I on gen every time. Most time I do, as I'm talking to you now, there's no light. There's no light. We on gen. We hunger in the morning, we hunger in the afternoon, we hunger in the night, every day. We don't even think about ourselves. We are focusing about other country. We leave ourselves alone. We are living in we are living in bondage. We don't even know what is going on international because we don't have light. We cannot hear news. A lot of things. People are just leaving behind, like we are going back.
Yeah.
Like we are going back.
Yeah.
May God save us and let us speak out so that we can save our country from this bondage that we are. Because it's like we are falling.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Thank you so much, Adi. Let me. I think it's got a network.
Yeah, because it's been long.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's long transaction.
It's crazy.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes.
It's a long transaction. We have been giving these people. We have been giving them more money since all these years.
Yeah.
And the country started fast growing with our own money. The population of the people that are going to Mecca is Nigeria. We have the most population in Mecca.
Yeah.
Nigeria. Look at the amount we want to use to go and
exactly.
Imagine taking 90 billion to Mecca.
It's crazy.
Use it for a lot of things there.
It's crazy.
Yes, now we need to speak out. Now we need to speak out.
Yes.
And be posting and reposting until we reach the government.
Yes.
But I know our president now. I know that the man he like to hear from masses.
Yeah.
And I know that it will help us for this, and everything will change.
We have to make sure.
Much.
Thank you, Ade. Thank you.
Yeah.
So okay, yes, Vaname, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, we keep saying to fight. The thing is, we have no time to fight the government.
No.
To fight to win, we must bring the Constitution out.
That's great, and we have to get the people to know that.
We have no time to fight because we're not fighting. We're not fighting a physical fight.
Exactly.
So the time
Very well said. I like that. So hang on.
What will make them change is when the people know their rights.
We are not in a physical fight. I really like that.
Yeah.
It is all mental.
It says that we are fighting. What is that? What is that? Spirits in high places.
Yes.
Wicked spirits in high places.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And we have to fight them spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution is what empowers the people.
That's correct.
That is what's going to get the attention of those politicians.
It will do.
This is what they do not want.
Yes.
You can people that know their rights cannot be defeated like that. This is the key is the Constitution.
Wow. I think I mean Vaname, I can't even. You just hit it. You've coming with this. You're coming straight with the straight facts tonight. Just hitting it, and I think we need to hear that, all of us, and that's why I keep saying it. We need to invest our time, our efforts in that awareness in our community. We got to invest in that awareness. Really powerful statement there, Vaname. Thank you so much. Let me bring in Abu Doom something. I hope I'm not destroying the pronunciation. Abu, would you like to say something? Let me unmute you. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, families.
Good.
Abu
Abu Dumbuya. Sorry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
welcome.
it's
Welcome.
okay.
Thank you.
The name is from West Africa, Sierra Leone.
Oh, nice. Abu Dumbuya. Thank you. Welcome on board. It's great to have you. What would you like to say?
Much.
Thank you.
So what I would like to say is also like a bit of an extension of what Vania was saying.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about that, the spiritual side.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you really think about it, when you say the spiritual side, what is it they are funding? A pilgrimage for the spiritual. Right? It is the religion that they use to conquer us.
Yes.
So what are they funding? Religion, right? So that is what they're using again. It's like a slap in the face because anyway, what would the Christians say? What would they say? What would they say? It's just division.
Division.
know this, right? They know this. Also, the Arabs right now, they're investing in parts of Africa.
Yes.
So this is also the way for the
To conquer.
government to say, hey, listen, we are with you. Come over here. So, because they are working together. I would say what the people could do about this, using the institution, is
Yeah.
say, all right, 90 million. We now know that the government actually have 90 billion, sorry.
Billion, yeah, billion
They
naira.
have 90 billion, right? So now we can use this and say, okay, if we organize ourselves, we take it to the government,
Yeah.
as a protest or as something, and say, well, you have 90 billion to invest in pilgrimage, right? How about 90 billion for the roads? How
Exactly.
about 90 billion for the lights?
Yes.
How about, now you take their evidence
That's
that
correct.
they presented and use it against them. And there you go. Now you don't have to go and find this, that. No, take their evidence that they present and turn it around and use it. Because what can they say? Can they say we did not have the money?
No.
Because you actually did.
Yes.
Right? So now you can take it to them. Okay, 90 billion, right? For pilgrimage, not for household.
No.
Not for this, so for pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage.
That means
You have the money.
to do something else.
Very good
That would
point.
be my input,
Yeah,
because
thank you.
It is really spiritual.
Yeah.
It is spiritual.
Yeah.
The way they are trying to grip us.
Wow.
So I'll say turn that around, turn it into a movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call it the 90 billion movement.
Yes.
Right? Do something
Yes.
and say, okay, let's do this movement. 90 billion, they have it for pilgrimage, 90 billion for house, 90 billion for agriculture, 90 billion, call it the 90 billion movement and put it under a banner, right? Because everybody can relate to this movement. Everybody
Can relate.
understand it. Across religion, across, tribe, across whatever, you all speak the same language and you take it to them. That would be my input.
Thank you so much, Abu Dumbaye. If I'm saying it right, I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes. Dumbuya, Abu Dumbuya. Abu Dumbuya. I really appreciate your very good suggestion. And this is what. Yeah, go ahead.
How you do?
Oh, okay. Lucifer is talking to you.
Yes, sir, I do, buddy.
I do fine, no. It's my brother, I do.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
it's great.
I live actually in Denmark, in Europe.
Okay.
I'm from Sierra Leone.
Yes, fantastic.
Oh, I live in Portugal, bro.
Wow. Wow. Nice.
The language fluency,
Yeah.
I forgot the language.
Yeah, you see, let me say this.
Yes, please, go
When I
ahead.
see my people, because my country I came from, we have stubborn believers. To see somebody like Abu Dubiana like me is not easy.
No.
Talking about religion.
No.
Our people go to church and mosques. One person can go to church and the money is here in the mosques. Those people in Sierra Leone, they're doing this.
Yeah.
So when I see like Abu Dumbia, I'm so happy.
Wow.
Trust me, I'm
Wow.
so happy.
It's
Trust
great.
Me, yeah.
It's great.
Because
It's great.
the way he speak, I know that he's waking up.
That's
if
it.
somebody is not sleeping, he's waking up here. Because
Wow.
those people are sleeping, they will never come up here and talking about this because they say it is a good thing. Maybe they are living in hellfire. They're saying that funding to Makkah is a good thing. Because they also want the government to do the same thing to them in their country.
Wow. Wow.
Of course. Thank you, bro. Keep
Thank
it
you.
up.
Thank you.
So happy
Thank
for
you.
you.
Another thing with the funding also to
Yes.
Africa, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes when we see they have military bases, for just an example, say America has military bases in Africa, right? What can we say? Why don't we have military bases there? So if they fund the pilgrimage to Mecca, then we say, okay, the other way around, why can Saudi Arabia not fund something to come to Nigeria? That is also an argument you can use, right?
Yes.
They should come here and do something.
Exactly.
Because this is time for Africans to, show that confidence and say, no, you cannot just say so.
No.
You did this, then you do so.
Exactly.
Right? It has to go both ways.
Exactly.
That's how things should be. Not
Indeed.
one way, two ways.
Indeed. It's a two-way street. You're so right.
Yeah.
This is
Good condition on it also.
Exactly.
Then come
Yes.
build the roads. Then
Yes.
come and do pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Then come build our roads.
In fact, not even come to build it. What they should do is employ our people to build the roads, provide the funds. Then we know you are serious. Then we know you're serious.
And then you can get something out of it.
Exactly.
Something for something.
Exactly. So it's not a bad idea at all. No. This is fantastic idea, Abu Dumbuya.
Just say Abu, it's okay.
Abu. Just say Abu. Just Abu. Well said, honestly. And we want suggestions like this. We'll probably be wrapping up in the next 5-10 minutes because I've got to get up very early tomorrow morning to do one or two things. So, but what I want to suggest is, what I wanted to say is, thank you so much to everybody. I think problem solving coaches got one or two issues with the network, and I'm gonna try I need to go and get some, these as well for, like I said, getting up early. But I want us to really make sure that every community we start looking at the constitution in Africa. I've looked at least 15 countries in Africa speak English, have English constitution. At least another 8 to 11 have French constitution. What we need is the constitution to be in our local languages, in our community languages, so that the people can begin to start asking for their rights in their language. And I know that's part of the process, because when you know your rights, those in government, like Verna May said, Narada, they know that they cannot fool you. They need you to not know the language in which they are writing the constitution, so they can fool you, so they can do this thing with this Hajj, this 90 billion. And another thing I want to say with the 90 billion naira, every community right now in Nigeria, you should be calling a town hall meeting. You should have an independent, I'm going to say there's 4 key areas I want you to look at in the communities in Nigeria. 4 key things. Number 1, make sure you have an independent local community association. You have to be independent. That is to say, the government is not directing your actions, but your community is. You come together as a community to identify the problems that you have. Bad roads, water, light, schools, bridges. You identify it. So have a local community association. Identify the problems. Number 2. So you list the problems: bad roads, water, light, school, bridges, so on and so forth. 3. Know that section 14.2a of the Constitution and 14.2c. 14.2a goes, I'll say it in English and I'll say it in Yoruba. The participation, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Again, I'll say it again one more time. 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Now, I'm going to say it in Yoruba. We have the same thing in Igbo, and we have it in Hausa and in Pidgin English. But I'll say the Yoruba one now. The Yoruba one is this: ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. One more time. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Again, it means that you are a sovereign. We need our people to buy into that and to understand that, to energize them to take action. So that's number 1. And then the second part that you have to share in your community is 14.2c, which goes like this: the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I'll say that one more time. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And in Yoruba, it goes like this: ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. These are really important points. You need to teach that. So number 1, form an independent local community association. Number 2, list the problems you have: bad roads, bad water, no light, no schools, no bridges. Number 3, have that know 14.2 and 14.2c. Know it off head. Learn it. Spread it in your community. Number 4, once you do that, now you can write a letter. You write a letter to your local community association, your House of Reps, your senators, your governors, local government chairman. You demand that they come to your community because you are the sovereign. This has to be done by your local community, independent local community association. You write that letter. And then, so that's the 4 things you do. Now, at the meeting, you now read to them section 14.2a to remind them that you are the sovereigns that they are meant to serve. Then you can now ask them questions. So it's 5 things really, but it's the 4. Number 1, independent local community association. Number 2, list the lack of infrastructure in your community. Number 3, know the 14.2 and 14.2c. And then number 4 is write a letter calling on your local government chairman, state house of assembly member, House of Reps, senators, and so on. Yeah, go ahead. Problem solving. Go ahead. Sorry, I know I'm. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to say something in terms of the constitution and the
disseminating that, because one of the thing with just giving them the constitution also
Yeah.
without, it's okay for them because there's different level of intake of information.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
there's a way of disseminating this that the people can live and breathe it, because when you start to give people the constitution, something to empower them, what then happens with the psychology of the individual is that they get to a point where they start feeling this fear. It's like you're taking them out of their comfort zone, and now they can read the letters of the constitution. They can read it and say, okay, yes, we now know our constitution. But what then happened is that if the fear is still there, it's going to block them. So we've got to have a built-in of perhaps support to break some mindsets, to really allow these people to live and breathe the constitution, because they really need to feel it in their bones,
Very good
and
point.
their blood and their minds.
Very good point.
Because we're dealing with people who have been suppressed, have gone through a lot of stuff, have gone through so many things, so much things, and in order to break the barriers of that, we've got to
Have
put in
a kind of a
few.
support in there.
Exactly.
I agree with.
Exactly.
I agree, and that ties into what Vanna May has been saying about, not just sort of, we have to support them. So it's a twin track approach in effect. We need to have that
Yeah.
that the constitution and sharing it and teaching them, but a support to get them through that fear, because they will go through what you call the fear
Yeah.
phase, to
Yeah.
get them through that, so that they can now be able to now.
Yeah.
Very
Because it's
important.
psychologically breaking down what they know to
Yeah.
be in their comfort zone and what they know to be normal. So
Comfort
to kind
zone.
of help them to break out of that barrier, to take the first step, it's something that we need to watch out for.
Interesting point. Okay, so we obviously we're still working on that. For those of you who are following Vaname, problem solving coach, and myself, and you've been seeing that we're doing a project at the minute, trying to create a kind of like a body that will be looking at spreading the knowledge of constitution within the community, certainly in Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be the pilot, if you like, pilot project, whereby we want to test this out and hopefully it rolls out. Now we will need some kind of support, but we're still writing the documents up. Once we've farmed everything up and everybody who are part of the Africa Zoom 22, although I should call it Alcobola, and I'm going to change it because I'm not happy with that name anymore, because it really, when I hear it, it just makes me, I feel uncomfortable, because of the connection with the separation of the soul meaning of Africa. But anyway, that's another story. But what we want to do is we are preparing ourselves now to be able to come and launch a new kind of initiative that we will need the support of not only people in Nigeria but the whole of Africa. Because what we are hoping to do is that if this works in Nigeria, this can be rolled out across the whole of Africa. Others can take it up as well across the whole of Africa. This is something that would really wake our people up, and we need to have the system that allies about that brings in that knowledge that they require, at the same time giving them that support to break that fear phase. To what the word you used was, let me just write that down. I think I wrote it down now. Comfort zone as well.
Yeah,
So to break that psychology. So I Abu, okay, Abu, go ahead. Abu wants to chip in. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm.
Because it's actually true with the confidence, right? Because we need to build that confidence. And I'll say there is strength in numbers,
Thank you.
right? There's strength
Yeah.
in numbers.
Mm.
So, in order to do that, like let's say, for example, when you write those things down and you
Yeah.
start the movements and start,
Yeah.
you give it a name, like let's say the 90 billion movement, for
Yes.
example, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Just to implement, like one word that
Mm-hmm.
will tell the whole story, kind
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
And then
To
you
capture the
push and
vision.
use exactly. And then also, where are we sitting right now?
Mm-hmm.
We are on TikTok, we are on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to use that as a tool also,
Yes.
because we are in a time now where Africans across the diaspora and in Africa
Yeah.
are actually looking to help each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the strength in numbers is if you pushed it out to the internet, we have seen now that we're willing to help each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
push it to the internet, and we push it further,
Mm-hmm.
and we can make this movement bigger, and then we can give that confidence,
Mm-hmm.
because there's something about someone who is not from your country fighting for your rights.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that, right?
Mm.
Because we are used to in Africa that is me, myself, and I,
That's
right?
correct.
But
Actually,
if you can, yeah, if you can show that someone from Sierra Leone is willing to help in
yes,
this movement,
that's
you can
correct.
give the confidence to the people to rise up and participate. Because if somebody out there is saying I can do it, then I can do it, and we are willing to help. So that was my input. You know,
Thank you
there's
so
strength in
much.
numbers.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, my brother Abu. This is well said, and this is what we need. We need that kind of support, a moral boost. And what Nunu said, Nunu came up with that brilliant idea, and she's gonna send us some pictures. Having that simple WhatsApp group in the community to begin to empower themselves is something we also we want to ally together to with as well. Brilliant suggestion and brilliant input, Abu. Um, Before I go, Vanna, we'll be rounding up now. So, problem solving. I'll let you say one or two words. Then I'll let Vanna say one or two words. Then I'll bring it to an end because I really want to go and make sure I close out this evening now, and we'll come back with more updates on this. We're going to do a part two of this as well because I think it's important to really keep a pressure on this because this is a way in for us to actually get our communities to become activated, even though we might not have got to the point where we've got the document ready, but we want to start engaging. So problem solving, go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like I think we are all we've gotten into the groove of things now, and I'm happy that a lot of people are waking up. The right audience are coming on the call. They are overstanding what we
In,
are doing.
exactly.
They're bringing ideas as well that we can take on board. So yes, so for me, the key thing is the constitution, the mindset, and the support. Those three key areas.
Yeah, indeed. That's how I love the format actually. The constitution, the mindset, and the support, because that's what we need, and they have to be in that order. I agree. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We will talk some more. Before I go, Vaname and Narada, please, I would like you to say a few words before we round up. If you can, if you can, if you, Narada, are you there? Are you able to say a few words? Vaname, she may be away from the device at the minute. I know she's very busy. Um, Abudu, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, we are together. Absolutely. I love that. Let me reply that as well. I saw problem something has replied. We are together, Africa for Africa, um, at home and abroad. Absolutely, 100%, 100%. And this is what we need to. We have to spread this kind of massive message. And I think I'll probably be doing something about this on TikTok somehow. We're gonna be doing some kind of a drive to really begin to put that message out there. That Africa we must support each other. We are in it together. Africa for Africans at home and abroad. Very well said. So if I don't hear from Vaname, and I'm sure I want to thank everybody that contributed tonight. Problem solving as ever. Thank you so much. Only for time purpose, it's late now. We will not be adding anybody else. I know people wanted to come in and join. Force of Nature, thank you so much, but we'll be rounding up now. I want to thank everybody. Vanna May, thank you very much. Problem solving, thank you very much, my sister. Again, I really appreciate you and your commitment. Abu, thank you so much. Everybody, personality highlights. She joined at the beginning, and many others in between. Forces of Nature. So many names I can't remember at this point. Yaz. So everybody and your contributions and your comments, we endeavor to answer as many as possible. We hope we've been truthful in our discussions and being clear. that the way forward for Africans is for Africans to help Africans. We must solve our own problems. And I want every community to know, to have that unshaken belief that we have the power, we have the will, we have the know-how within our communities to solve our problems. We don't have to look to the sky or to look to Allah or go to Mecca to solve our problems. We can solve our problems right there on the African continent. We don't need anything else. We have everything that the world needs. 60%, or is it 30, 60 or something percent, thereabouts, of the mineral resources in the world is in Africa. And we have the solution. We need to start believing in ourselves. And may our ancestors guide us to reconnect to who we are, to see and recognize the greatness within each and every one of us as Africans. So I pray to our ancestors. It is already so. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Thank you so much. So I bid you all good night. I'll be back later on. Bye for now. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Good. I don't want to be doing this over. Balance. Okay, that's fine. I think JJ. Me ti wọ 300 láì láì mi ti ẹ̀ ti sùn mi ti ẹ̀ ti ṣe kọ́ mo ti wọ 300. Yeah, hello and welcome back to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're just going to really listen to this update on Diane Abbott. Now, we're not sure exactly where Labour Party stands because Keir Starmer is saying one thing and the released report that came to Diane Abbott was that she's been, not suspended, she's been barred from running in the next election. Let us listen to this and we'll come and dissect this properly. It is very important we dissect this. She's a very important person in the Labour Party, and I'll explain why as we go further on. Let's have a listen. I know.
Other story that's dominated through the course of the day, the status of the long-serving MP Diane Abbott is still unclear after she told the BBC she'd been barred from standing as a Labour candidate in the general election, only to be contradicted by Sir Keir Starmer, who said no decision had yet been taken. Diane Abbott was the first black woman to be elected to the House of Commons nearly 40 years ago. She was suspended from the party last year after saying that Jewish, Irish and traveller people face prejudice but not racism. She later apologised and was allowed back into the parliamentary party yesterday. We've been seeking further comment from Diane Abbott. Reporters asked her various questions as she appeared in public a little earlier.
Will you be standing as an independent? What has Labour said to you? Will you be standing as an independent? Will you support Jeremy Corbyn as an independent? What's your message to Keir Starmer?
Well, no comments there as those questions were fired at Diane Abbott. Well, let's hear from the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer. He was asked questions also a little earlier in the day. Have a listen.
No, that's not true. No decision has been taken to bar Diane Abbott. The process that we were going through ended with the restoration of the whip the other day. So she's a member of the Parliamentary Labour Party, and no decision has been taken barring her.
That was Keir Starmer. Let's speak to Jacqueline McKenzie, a lawyer and a friend of Diane Abbott. She's also a Labour Party member. Thanks, Jacqueline, for being here on the programme. I'll come to Keir Starmer in a minute or two, but I know you've spoken to Diane Abbott. What has she made?
Hi there. Yeah, hello and welcome back to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're just going to really listen to... Hi there and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. You are looking behind me at a picture of... group of Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Those of you on YouTube, I I I should have switched it off. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go to bed now. I've just been looking at something. I was trying to catch up on one or two things, but build up on things anyway. Dear, sorry, dear, bit by bit. Thank you so much. Let me. We're trying to look. We need your support. Before I go, as ever, subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us grow this platform. There's a lot of work to do. You can see that there's clearly a lot that we need to try and get through. I will see if I can stream this on Facebook tomorrow if I can. But I've got an interview that I'll be doing tomorrow that'll come out in a few days after, but I won't be doing it immediately. You'll see it. But for now, I want to thank you all. I mean, there's so much more to bring up. You've seen what's been happening, and I hope that many of us will continue to wake up our people. We need to continue to spread the knowledge about our rights and how we can use it to actually be, you know, use that to hold our governors to account. Um, Interestingly, just before I go, the 90 billion naira that the government was spending on the Hajj, it translates to $64 million, 64,264,598.10. That's what it translates to, just to put it into context. In the meantime, I want to thank you also very much. You, of course, been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We will come back and do this again in the coming days, and we'll come out as much as we can. We want to raise more awareness. We do hope you found this beneficial, and please do share and let other people know about our platform, and help us subscribe, grow the platform, and reach more people. Thank you so very much. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. In the meantime, I bid you all good night. Good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. May our ancestors continue to guide and protect us. Ashe.